Bro, I never moved so fast in my life. Final episode, here we go. It's gonna be crazy. I could finish this game. It's about time. The hell are you eating?
Lifesavers.
Yeah, I need a lifesaver right now. I need a miracle to happen in this game. So yeah, we're on the final boss. So yeah, let's go. Let's end this game. So yeah. Bada bing. We're on the boss fight, so yeah. What? Yeah, you can have them chips.
Do you have one bag?
Yeah, I've had one bag for like the past fucking 5 weeks. So yeah, we're on the boss. Oh, damn. Ah. Huh.
So tell me, Mrs. Turner,
Hmm.
do ya still believe in ghost stories?
Ow.
Alright, thank you. Alrighty then. Alrighty then.
Okay, obviously that ain't working. Let me grab that.
I can feel it.
Ow,
Bro,
bro.
did you see that chick at the beach with the fucking fat ass, though?
Yeah.
Ah, take that, you Nazi scum.
Hmm.
You Nazi bastards.
If it gets to a point, I'm just gonna lower the difficulty.
Refill my health, lifesavers. Colonel, these are like rations.
Get out of my way.
Snake, what are you doing? Why are you eating lifesavers, Snake? Because they're good for you. No, they're not. They're unhealthy as shit.
I think, yeah, we're gonna just lower the difficulty because I'm done with this shit.
This boss fight looks like some shit that Hellboy would fight. It's like a Hellboy boss fight.
Hell yeah, that's how it's done.
Wait, you're done already?
Yep,
Damn!
that boss is dead. Yeah, what are you talking about? We played on Bring 'Em On, you know what I'm saying?
Like that fucking Hellboy monster.
Hellboy monster. Let's go find Helga.
What?
Helga.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm grabbing all this stuff. We beat the game. Finally! Yeah, it's like some mummy looking creature. Yeah, Helga. Guess what?
Just shoot
Lights.
her already. Shoot the bitch. Just cap the bitch already.
Cap. We got the Deathshead
Just
folder.
clip the bitch.
Ah!
Just fucking clip the bitch. I think you should turn it up, right? Like, is that like, oh, it is that. Nazi bits fucking everywhere, yeah!
It's Fergus. He shows up in New Order.
Yeah, BJ, yeah! You know what that stands for? Blowjob, yeah!
Oh, man.
Yo, the pilot hat, the goggles.
How'd you find me? Yeah, bro, you were like nowhere in the game.
Is that Dusseldorf? Strudeldorf? Is that Strudeldorf? Is that where Mom grew up?
I don't know. Come here, lad. Hey, Blasco, listen here.
Hey, can I take the mic real quick?
Why?
Just for 2 seconds. I want to give the I just want to... You see that? Is it on?
Yeah.
I just wanted to give the viewers a little backstory about our lives. Our mother... excuse me. Our mom actually grew up in Germany when she was a little girl. When my grandfather served in the military during the Vietnam time period. She was an army brat, so they traveled the world and shit, and they lived all over the place. So obviously she's Italian and shit. She's 100% Italian, and her parents are from Italy. So when they moved to Germany, it was like very easy for them to go to Italy because Germany is like right above Italy. So they just take a train there and shit, and they would go see her grandma, my great grandmother, Nonna, was it Nonna Rose?
Yeah.
Nonna Rose.
Yeah, there he is. They're getting ready to go to...
Which is, that was around 70s, I want to say, like early 70s, when she went to Germany. I don't know, she lived in the States for like, she was born in Schenectady, New York. But she didn't grow up in New York. They lived in New York for like a year, and then after that, like my grandfather like joined the army and shit when he was still a migrant, when he was still an immigrant. And that's why I tell you guys all the time when I say about like people want to bitch about like, oh, you're fucking you're racist, you don't like illegal immigration. Hey, my grandfather was an immigrant. Like, he came off here, like, he came here off the boat. He didn't even have papers, bro. He was the literal definition of that word that you can't say now because you're banned. You get banned because you say it, like the fucking racial slur. He was literally without papers. He didn't have any papers, and didn't speak any English, but his ass learned. And he had to start from zero, and then he joined the army so that he could, you know, become a citizen and everything like that and serve the country. He loved this fucking country. I talk about this all the time. He loved America. He loved being American. He loved being American more than he loved being Italian. Like, he abandoned his whole family in Italy to come live here and start a whole new family, which was my mom, my grandma, you know, me, Mike.
Brian Bloom, shut up.
Trying to see if there's anybody else in this game that I know. Not really. But yeah.
They're all German well, not really.
But yeah, he left his family behind, and when his mom passed away at like 90 or something, because she lived to like 90, he went over there and he said, I'm not coming back. So like, if you guys want to visit me, come to America. If not, I'm not coming back here. So, because he grew up in Naples, he grew up in Italy, and Naples was a cesspool back then. It's a cesspool now. But, you know, Napolitan to the core, that's great. But like, you don't want to, when you're living in that area and you're living in that environment as a kid, when, you know, people are driving like Vespas around and they're getting shot in the back of the head, or they're just getting like, you know, you got 12-year-olds smoking cigarettes and shit. You know, kids are literally robbing people, committing crimes at like fucking 8 years old. You know, you don't want to really, you kind of want better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of want to like escape that shit. So I understand why he was like, hey, yo, fuck it, I'm going to America. I don't need this shit anymore. Like, I'm not living in this cesspool. But, you know, Italy's nice. It's a country. I'll always love where I came from. My roots, I'll always love it. Like, I will always have love for Italy. I'll always have love for Naples. I'll always have love for Afragola, which is where he was from. I'll always have love for that area. I will always love Campania, you know, all these areas that my ancestors came from, fucking Avellino, shit like that, okay? But, like, what you gotta understand is, it's not great over there. They got a problem. Crime, immigration, the whole 9 yards, so, you know, that's why he came here. That's why he wanted a better life, and I understand that. Now that he's gone and he's passed away, God rest his soul, may he rest in peace. Hopefully he's in, you know, I hope he's in another plane of existence in paradise with his mom, his dad, because his dad died during World War II, because he was born during World War II, and his dad was killed by the Nazis when they were invading Italy, and they had the bombs, the planes with the bombs dropping the bombs. His dad was working in a field because his dad was a farmer, and his dad got killed. And then my grandmother, not my grandmother, my great-grandmother, his mom, my grandpa's mom, gave birth to him in like a cave, essentially, like in a literally she gave birth to him in like a tunnel while bombs were being dropped on Italy. Literally while Italy was being invaded by the Nazis, my great-grandmother was giving birth to my grandfather, whose father had just been killed in a what do you call that, olive field? Not olive field, but like
Any type of field.
like a vineyard, like basically like a field where they pick grapes, fruits, vegetables, that type of shit, where they grow stuff, olive oil, stuff like that. He was just sitting there doing like fucking manual labor, and then here come the Nazis invading, you know, Italy, and trying to recruit Mussolini to join the Axis powers. So while they were doing that, they fucking bombed and attacked Italy to persuade them to go, hey, we're gonna keep doing this unless you join us. So that was another reason why I think he probably wanted out, because he grew up when Italy was like very like communistic, very like fascist, very like shitty time period. So that's probably another reason why he was like, yo, fuck this, I'm out, I'm going to America. But I also think it's because maybe he thought America was also the one that gave him justice for what happened to his dad, because his dad was killed before he was even born. His dad was killed right as he was being born. Like, as he was being born in some cave somewhere in some shelter or whatever, he was out, like, his dad was out in a field and died. So, like, he never got to meet his dad. He never had a dad. So I think he probably thought, you know, America was probably like, he was probably happy to be an American and happy to come to America and shit like that, happy to migrate to America, happy to be American, happy to become an American, because America gave him justice for what happened to his father. You know, we defeated the Nazis, we beat the Nazis, we fucking won World War II.
Like goats.
Like the goats, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that was another, and that was also a reason why he also joined the military too, probably, was because he was like, these were the guys who avenged my father's death, so it would make sense for me to join them. You know what I mean? So that's why he enlisted in the army and shit like that. But anyways, so yeah, and then my mom was an army brat, so she grew up in Germany in a town called Pudeldorf, whatever. There's so many different dwarfs in Germany, it's not even funny. But she would live in these, when Mike was playing his game, there were like these little German towns where you got like the architecture, and it's nostalgic because that's like kind of what Mom grew up in. She had villages and shit like that she lived in, like army bases and stuff like that, and where the Americans would be. And I remember she'd tell me all the time, I'd have pigtails, my pigtails when I was a little girl, and I'd walk to my school bus in Germany and by myself. You know, you didn't have to worry about shit back then. You didn't have to worry about people kidnapping you or anything like that. She would just fucking walk around the hills of Germany and shit like that. So, yeah, so a little tidbit of backstory for you, a little origin story, a little, what do you want to call that? That's a spin-off. You You know what I mean? That's like a spin-off movie that needs to happen. So that's a story that I want to tell someday. I want to do like a movie of that. So yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Yeah, my mom grew up in Germany. And then she came back to America during high school. So like elementary and middle school, she was in Europe, growing up in Germany. And she didn't come back to the States till high school, and then that's how she met my dad and shit like that. So, but yeah, that's that, man. That's and as for the thing that you're like, oh, well, if your grandfather was like, you know, oh, well, fuck the Nazis, you know, if he was like, then why did he live in Germany? You don't choose where you're stationed. Like, people don't realize that. You don't get to pick where you're stationed. And it was either they went to Germany or Hawaii. Those were the two places, that's where you could be stationed. And he picked Germany because you could get on a train. Like I said, Germany's right above Italy. You could get on a train and go to Italy. So he could visit his mom. He could visit his family. So, yeah, he got stationed. These kind of towns and shit. Like the houses like that, the architecture and shit. That's exactly like what certain towns and shit would look like over there, like that and shit like that. Yeah, I love German architecture. It's fucking amazing. Like the old school, like barbarian village type shit. Yeah, this kind of stuff is cool.
The blimps in the background.
Like there's a certain word that they use to describe those type of towns. I don't know what it's called. I think it might start with a K or some shit. But yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think the region she lived in was Bamberg or something. I don't know if Bamberg's in this game, probably not.
No.
But yeah. But yeah, that's why he wanted to get stationed in Germany, was because it was like you either go to Hawaii or you go to Germany. And he was like, nah, fuck that, I'm not going to Hawaii. He's like, why would I want to be on an island out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by, like, not only are you away from your wife's family, my grandmother's brothers and sisters and shit like that, and her parents, but also you're away from, you know, you're just by yourself. Like, they would have been like my grandmother and my grandfather would have been like two Italian people in Hawaii. Like, right off, like 100% Italian people in Hawaii. They don't speak any Samoan, any fucking Hawaiian. They don't speak any of that shit. My mom's not even Hawaiian. She's 100% Italian. She spoke Italian. She fucking, you know, she wasn't gonna go to a school in Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, Germany, like, she would have been on a base camp. She would have been on a base camp either way. They would have been stationed on a base camp either way. But Germany was close to Italy, so that's why my grandfather probably picked Germany, was because he's like, I could hop on a train and go visit my mom whenever I want. You know what I mean? I could visit my family, I can visit all my siblings, you know, because he had like fucking 12 siblings and shit. He had like tons of brothers and sisters, and stuff like that. So I remember his brother, Raphael or whatever mom talks about, Raphael. He had like 17 to 18 girls or some shit. He had like a different kid with like different women. He had like at least fucking 19 kids with like 6 to 7 different women. It was fucking insane. They were just doing all kinds of crazy shit back then. But yeah.
Yo, you think this is the Arnold special right here? This Arnold physique?
Yeah, I would say that's probably like prime Arnold physique. That's probably Arnold right off of Pumping Iron, maybe. Right around that time. Like Conan physique Arnold, that's probably close to it. Yeah, I think, look, Arnold could have played fucking BJ. He could have played... They could have done a whole cinematic id Software universe back in the 90s with Arnold. They could have had him do a Doom movie, and then they could have said, like, BJ was his ancestor during that time, and blah, 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 blah. They could have done so many different... fucking Arnold could have had, like, literally a first-person cinematic universe, but we're not even going to talk about that. That's never going to happen, obviously, now, but, you know...
Think Alan could play him?
If he stops smiling, yeah. Like, if he doesn't smile so much, yeah, Alan Richard could play him, but, you could have gotten a Duke Nukem movie with fucking Lundgren, so, I mean, there's all type of that shit. But, back to the Germany thing. So yeah, that's why my grandfather picked Germany, was because it was to be closer to his family. So, stuff like that, but yeah. And he worked, when he was in the army, he was a tank, gunner. So he was the guy at the top of the tank with the gun and the loading the shells and shit, loading the that type of stuff. So yeah, that was he had there was a memory I had. This might have been before you were born, where I'm sitting in the garage with him, and he's like flipping through his army book, and he's like showing me all the shit, and he's like showing like the platoon he was in, the buddies he had, like the group he had, the friends he had and shit. And it's weird too, because when they lived in Germany, that was right around the time, well no, that was 70s, early 80s, because yeah, by the late 80s they already came back here, because my mom was in high school and she went to high school in America. And so right after he served, and right after he was stationed in Germany, like the late 80s, that's when the Berlin Wall fell. That's when the wall came down for East and West Germany, because before that, back when they were stationed over there, when they were living over there, it was still up. Like, it was still separated between East and West Germany. Mm-hmm. And my mom said she remembers going to school and walking in the vicinity of the wall, and she would hear stories of like people who would walk by the wall that would separate East and West Germany, and they would be shot on sight. So when she was living over there and they were stationed over there, it was still up. And then when they came back, when Reagan went over there and did that shit, then it came down. And so yeah, very interesting tidbit of history. My family DNA is embedded in history, whether you like it or not. So tongue our balls, and no, I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's just that. Anyways, I'm sorry. Here you go. End the episode so we can stream already.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough of Old Blood, Wolfenstein. So yeah, I don't know when we're gonna do any other ones. I might be going away for a little while, so, and are you gonna talk about that in the stream?
Yeah, I'll talk about that in the stream.
So yeah, take care everybody.